Almost Adult Podcast. All right, so let's get into it. We are talking about navigating friendships
in adulthood,
which can be one hell of a thing to go through because you have friends that you've made since pre-K, since middle school. You had them since middle school. You had them since high school, since college. And, through all the institutions. And then you're no longer in an institution and things just get a little cray-cray. So let's get into it.
Institutionalized friends. That's a very interesting word.
Yeah. I learned that on TikTok that, like, a lot of your friends, how many friends do you have that aren't, like, from work, schools?
Right.
Or just, nothing.
Yeah. No, I don't have nothing like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you categorize your friends?
Oh, wait. This wasn't through... I wasn't friends...
Yeah, we didn't go to school together.
Yeah.
Well, we did, but we didn't go to school together.
I guess
I feel like our friendship happened. Like, if we were gonna be friends in school, we would have been friends in school. But I feel like ours happened outside of school, so it doesn't count.
It did.
Yeah, it
definitely.
Don't count. Even though we went to school, went to the same high school. So I guess I wouldn't know her if we went to the same high school. I guess. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
So
okay,
let's talk about it.
Yeah. I don't have do you guys? One quick question, before we go into losing friends, do you guys categorize your friends? I do. I do. All right, you guys are podcast friends. Then I have friends, high school friends, and then I have friends from work. Yeah. From past work. I have friends that I met once, or these friends I met at work, so they won't mix with
your work friends.
Yeah.
Your work friends won't mix with your high school friends, and your high school friends won't mix with your going out friends and blah blah blah. Yeah,
party friends.
I categorize them as in not necessarily where I met them at, but these are the friends that I can do this with. These are the friends that I can go out with. These are the friends that I can travel with. This is the friend that I can go on brunch and long walks. And sometimes they're a mixture of the two. Yeah. And also I like to categorize as acquaintance, friends, close friends, best friends, sister.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wish I did all that.
Yeah.
I mean, do I? I don't know.
I mean, it's not like I intentionally.
you know who your acquaintances are, and you know who.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you, Sunny?
Well, before this year, I did the same. I feel like I categorized them high school friends, college friends. Well, I feel like when you're in it, though, you don't really realize that they're categorized until you're done. So obviously, my college friends were just my friends until I graduated, and I'm like, okay. College friends, work friends.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel like now that I'm getting older, I'm kind of just trying to
navigate,
blend them, or not even blend, but just phase out of the categorization of that, and see if I can find friends who are well, I guess we're gonna talk about that later, but who are everything, and have more things in common,
or fit the needs of what you are,
right,
and your mindset
currently
that will help you grow.
Yeah.
Because, you see, on different, channels of, shows and, and they have, 20-year-old friends and stuff like that.
I don't know how.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with, I don't know, because, when I think about it, categorizing friends kind of helps not put too many expectations on everybody. Not as if, you're allowing them to be a bad friend, but allows them to be okay, so what? They don't like going out, but they like doing this, and I like doing this, so I can use that for them. And I think it kind of helps lessen kind of that heavy expectations and let things to flow a little bit more, even though it's heavily categorized. But I don't know, it helps. At least it helps me.
Yeah. I lost a lot of friends, I guess you could say. Because just financial wise, I was having financial issues, losing my job and everything, and I didn't have money to go out and do things. I just didn't have friends that would want to go and make the trip or the drive to my house to hang out or anything like that. So I kind of pushed back and stepped away, and that's kind of how I lost a lot of friends. I still have friends that you can hit up and be hey, hope everything's good, miss you, da 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 da. But I know there's some friends I just I stopped reaching out, so they never reached out to me, and realized wow, I was the one who's just been pulling the weight of the relationship, which was hard. Like, it's a hard thing to, like, lose that friendship that you thought based on certain circumstances, I guess. Like, losing, you pulled back, so now the relationship's dead.
Yeah.
Because they're not reaching out, they're not checking to make sure you're okay. So that's kind of like, in sense of like losing friends, that's kind of where it didn't happen until like I turned 25 that it happened. So guys,
like, us turning 25,
I know, I kind of didn't want to like say that, but it's kind of true, because like that's when like I had finally settled into my apartment, because I was 24 when I got my first apartment. And then
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So
how old are you?
I was 24, 2019, right before I was about to turn 25. No, 2019, I just turned 24, got my apartment. No one, like, except for my sister, came to help, like, with moving and, like, organizing and stuff. So it was just me. No friends asked or offered to help move or anything. And then, like, by the time I turned 25, and it was, like, the pandemic, and everyone was, like, everyone was dealing with their own stuff, but, like, you were still, like, you were home to be able to reach out, to talk to make sure people were okay. And I kind of, like, just mentally checked out. So then 25, I realized certain friends were, like, not the certain friends I thought. And then now, I mean, 2 years later, I do have close friends. But I think I categorize them more than I did back then, in terms of, like, what to do and, like, who to hang out with. Like, I have friends who, I don't hang out with them, but, like, I text them or talk to them, or they reach out to me and be like, hey, like, I have a friend who listens to the podcast, and just recently, like, was like, hey, like, I listened to this episode, I relate to it so much. And, like, we went out to eat, like, right, like, at the end of 2021, but, like, I categorize her differently than I would, say, someone from high school who, would reach out and, want to hang out and stuff. So, that's, like, kind of, in terms of losing friends, I kind of just, like, categorize them more, and just, like, you're like, okay, like, everyone's busy and everyone has lives, but, like, who's going to want to make time for me and hang out with me and actually want to make the effort of growing as a friend?
Yeah.
So that's kind of, I realized that.
I definitely feel you when you said, like, the whole friendship thing kind of changes at 25. I just feel like my, like, friendships kind of have been, like, in, like, a weird transition, and just navigating them and stuff. And it's because mainly, like, different people are going in different journeys, and journeys that I can't necessarily fully relate to. And it's just trying to navigate through that, and, like, just navigating through, like, everybody you're gonna be different. Like, I'm not the same person that I was when I was 17, 18 as I am now. Like, and just trying to making sure that, I guess, everybody is, like, growing with each other, or trying to understand each other, or get to know each other. I think that's super important too. The aspect of getting to know each other. Yeah, as an
adult, is not put too much pressure on it.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. I feel like I blame my sisters for where I am with my friends.
Me too.
Me too. Right? You're the youngest of, like, so many older siblings, and it's just like, for me in my current state, like, I'm on the outs with a good majority of my sisters, and, like, I don't know. I just feel like having that example growing up, like, didn't help me, because I didn't know how to function, being in, like, platonic relationships with women, because I didn't have that example, a proper example of, like, how to be a good female friend to somebody, because my sisters weren't that great to me, so I didn't really know. But I feel that, just turned 25, shit's a little rough, but I just feel like I know what's for me and what's meant for me, and, like, I don't, maybe some, but I honestly, I'm confident in all my decisions I've made, and I did everything I did because I wanted to do it, and you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Like, the biggest thing for me is, like, I'm very independent, and, like, there are times where I can be very codependent, depending mostly with men, but like I feel like sometimes my independence or like my need to be alone can be sort of like off-putting to people, especially friends who like, especially people who want to talk to you every day or see you every day, and you're like, okay, well, I would like to reclude in my space for a couple of days. Like, I'll talk to you.
Do you think
I don't know.
That's because you had to like do that? Because I feel the same way, and you know, does it also make you feel a type of way when like you see people who have like a really close relationship with their friends and like they go and they do things and go on trips and stuff?
But then I think, okay. So I feel like I see both sides of the coin. So like when I was younger and in like high school, like I didn't really get like really close friends, like a good friend group until like high school. So I kind of saw both sides of it. Like I didn't have a lot of friends growing up. So it was like, all right, like I was used to being alone, and then I got to college and I had all these friends and always going on trips and stuff. But it's just like, even in that, like, is that like, that's like, I learned that that's not all I need. Like some people like are like, that's really like their shit. Like we can go out on trips and I can be broke as fuck, but we're gonna be there. Like, and it's just like,
See,
or we could have just been at home. Like,
I have a question for you guys, because I like noticed with this within myself, like it's really easy for me to have female like relationships, and that's mainly because of my mom and like how our close-knit relationships are. But like when it comes to like male relationships, it's different because like my dad. But do you guys feel as though, because you guys both are talking about that it may be difficult for you guys to have friends, or friendships can be difficult to navigate because of your sisters, but could it have also to do with you guys' relationships with your moms?
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
100%.
I didn't really have a relationship with my mom like that. I tried to, and I think I tried.
That's
like,
deep.
yeah, like I don't know, because now it's getting to the point where like I think you feel the same way. Like now, like so my mom will be gone 11 years coming up. So it's getting to the point where she's going to be gone longer than she's known me. So it's weird, like you know, to navigate. So that fear of abandonment and stuff kind of also pushes me away from having a deep connection with friends, because I have this fear of like they're not going to be there longer. Yeah. And even growing up, like you said, you didn't have a lot of friends. I did, but I felt like I was just like the side friend, like the side character looking in a scope of friends. Okay. Like they all had like, you know, the neighborhood had like their own clique of friends, and I kind of felt like I was like the outside person.
Like you would just pop in. Yeah, I felt like that too.
Yeah.
And my sister, so I grew up with a sister who was like a year or two older than me. So it was like she was very popular. Right. And I was just like,
stop. I got chills because like why are
the same?
Why is this not? Why are we? There's no like different experiences with people.
That's crazy, right? But
like, yeah, I felt, and then I always got compared to her. Oh, are you like your sister? No.
She's good, like, but okay. So I would say like I didn't have that close of a relationship with my mom. Like again, like she passed when I was like 11. So like yeah, but I feel like even when I was alive, like my sisters may have had a closer bond with her, or just like related to her more. Like I can probably count on my hand like the amount of times me and her just spent together like by ourselves. Like
on your hand.
Yeah, literally on my hand. There's like probably just one that's like blasting my mind right now. But like I know that she loved me and was proud of me, and like we had a bond because I think she just knew that I was different than all of them. So I think she really like, I don't know, I don't speak for her, but she liked that I was different, and like, you know, she, you know, just knew, everybody knew that I was very independent. I was going to be fine. I was just like quiet. But I think with my dad, and the reason why
her.
Right, and that's the problem. Please worry about me.
Yeah.
Like even when my grandfather died, like, and I got like a medium reading, like they said that my grandfather, like out of all of his grandkids, he just felt like I was fine, like I didn't have to worry about her. But that's like the problem, like
worry about me,
right? Like that's the issue. But I would say like with men, like it's different because I feel like I'm so much closer with men. Like I can definitely confidently say I had a better relationship with my dad than my mom. So I feel like that might play into it a lot too. Like I feel like I can relate more to men, and like
it's weird. Like the polar opposite.
Yeah, right. That's weird.
Yeah, like I don't think
like my dad was like my best friend.
I don't
so,
have
I feel like
with
amazing.
men, like I can't relate to men at all. Like I really can't.
yeah.
I have been having such a weird relationship with men, platonically, romantically.
Yeah.
It's like
do you have
crazy.
male friends?
I do have male friends, but like normally the male friends I used to have would turn out like friends with benefits and stuff.
Yeah.
But I do have male friends and they're great. But I didn't have male friends until like literally like that were actually male friends and I wasn't
Till
like
college?
doing anything with. Yeah, until college, until senior year of college to like literally senior year. But friends, like as far as women relationships, it was just so easy for me to make friends with them. I literally just initiated it myself and be like, hey, and then like, we'll
very
just be
much
friends.
so. I agree.
But I feel like also it made me a little bit too like trusting sometimes. Like I could be overly trusting and like just like kind of like overly like I don't know, like I guess it's because like me and my mom's relationship was so great that I just assumed that people would do me like how they would do my mom, like how my mom would do me.
Yeah.
And that's not obviously the case. Your mom loves you way more than probably what all your friends would. Like your friends would love you, but like not as much as your mom would love you. That's just, but like, yeah, I never like friendships for women was like super easy. I was like, yeah, it's easy for me to make friends. But like men like as friendships, men as in romantic anything, I was just like, this is foreign. This is too foreign. Like I don't
making me think real deep. It's crazy how like your direct relationships with your parents can affect how you behave with that gender later in life. It's fucking weird.
I didn't have no relationship with my dad. So like men, I don't.
It was like a puzzle. Like,
yeah, I only had like my brother who I live with,
like your brother-in-law, but he's your brother. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've known him since I was 2.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. That makes sense.
How long
that
we've
makes
been
sense.
together. That's how long.
That's crazy. I just thought about my niece's dad, who I still communicate with him, but I don't communicate with my sister, the guy who actually
like I consider him more like he's a father to me. Like,
well, did you guys ever feel like? Because I know for me it translated in like needing attention from men, becoming a little boy crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
That. Like, did you guys ever felt like that?
Yeah, and even I think because though I was close with my dad, he was gone by the time I was 12, so it's like I need that void, So yeah, I definitely went through a moment where I was boy crazy.
I definitely did, but that was after I was out of a 5-year relationship, and I think that's why I stuck, because he knew my mom. Like he was with me a year before my mom passed away, so I think that's why I stuck out for long. And it's crazy. Like I only have one guy friend that I haven't talked to in a while. I mean, we talk here and there, but like I've only ever had like girl best friends, like, and I don't even know if I consider, like, it's so weird because like I have such a weird understanding of like what a best friend is and like how to make friends and be friends with people, because like Sunny said, my relationship with my sisters, like we're nasty to each other, like we'll say nasty shit, but we're nice and nasty to each other. So like arguing,
so it's like inconsistent.
Yeah, it's very.
You don't know how to deal. I don't know how to deal with women because it's very inconsistent, and I just keep thinking the things keep popping up as y'all talk. Like I know, like my mom was the less consistent parent. Like my dad was always home. You know what I mean? Yeah. I've been very like blatant about my life. Like they were both on drugs, but like he would just stay home and like go in a room and just do it, and she would have to go out and be with her friends and all this shit. Like, so I think that might be it too. Like it's very inconsistent. Like my mom, when she was there, it was cool, but like, But so I feel like that trust with women, that trust wasn't there, because it's like, okay, like I had like, we did all this shit this day, and then for the next like week she's not here, so it's like,
yeah,
well,
that might be it too.
That's how I feel with men being inconsistent.
That's crazy.
It's funny because when you guys said that you guys were boy crazy for a certain period of time, it makes me laugh because I was boy crazy all my life. Like from the moment like I went to school to like,
it's weird. I feel like I've been boy crazy all my life too, but like I don't know where. I think that's just the Libra shit. Like,
yeah,
that might be the Libra
I'm
placements.
not boy crazy.
Even though I had my dad,
had like 6 months, and I was
I'm
single, and I was
crazy,
boy crazy. But I was boy crazy because I wanted a relationship so bad.
Yeah.
Not because like I needed like validation from like men or anything, because I feel I'm very confident like as a person. Like I just am very direct and very straightforward, and that could scare men a lot. Like just very much. I was very much like, you're cute, like let's go out on a date.
Oh, shit.
Me too.
Very much so.
Shit.
Me too.
Or I would be like, I don't know, it's just like I'm a very direct type of friend, and very much a solution based type of friend, the friend that you call on to vent and get like answers, I guess. The perspective that you know, take a step out of your shoes and I'll tell you what's wrong.
Damn, I wish I was like that, guys. I was never the type of person to be like, you're cute, let's go on a date. My flirting was looking at you and then looking away. And then that's how it was. If you come, you come. If you don't, you don't.
That's the best way. I feel like, do you feel like you've scared men before? Because I've definitely like been told that, like, all right, can you chill? Like,
you're a little too much.
You're a little too much. I used to be so sad. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I'm just being...
I'd be like, what do you mean? And then I just like kind of like, all right, bye.
See,
like,
but no, that's the problem with me. I just think about it for like a week. Like, damn, like, did I really like stalk this man? Like, wow.
I mean, I think about it now. I
like,
did.
Did I make him uncomfortable?
He ghosted me after we like got together, and I stalked him for a little bit, and then people were like, you look like he's like ghosted you. And I was like, yeah, he did. All right, like let's go back on Tinder. Like,
even my current boyfriend, like, he doesn't like this story because he doesn't like the way that he responded. But in high school, I tried to talk to him. Like, we were friends on Facebook, and again, I met my boyfriend when I was in 4th grade. So I tried to like reconnect with him in like high school on Facebook, and I was messaging him. So he gave me his number. We were texting. I don't have these messages anymore, unfortunately, but I'll never forget the way I felt. Like, I feel like he was like, I was explaining to him that, like, I don't know, I liked him or something. I don't know. And he was like, what do you mean? Like, we were in 4th grade. Like, stop. Like, like basically, like, girl, like, what?
Maybe he wasn't ready to, like,
no. I did some shit like that when I was younger. I know, I did some shit like, and they be always looking at you like,
girl,
bitch, what the fuck are you talking?
We were in elementary school, bitch.
I kind of was like...
my heart was broken. I was like, Christian Johnson doesn't...
There was this guy in school that, like, he liked me, but I didn't know. But then again, I knew because, like, he would do a lot of things that showed that he liked me. And then I realized when he, like, moved and his best friend was like, yeah, like, he really liked you. And, like, I was like, oh, my gosh. And then I found them in high school. There's a lot of embarrassing stories with me, but, like, I'm going to just keep to this one. But he, I like, found him on Facebook. I was like, okay, yes, I'm going to let him know that I liked him too. And then like, I was texting him like,
did you
hey.
poke him?
I was like, hey, I did not. And he was like, I was like, I think it was along the lines like, I just want to let you know, like, I liked you. I also liked you in middle school.
Cringy, like, I don't know.
I also liked you in middle school. And like, I don't know what he said, but it did not go anywhere.
No.
And no. Like, girl, what the heck? I didn't, he was not thinking about me no more. Like, it was in high school. Like, girl, I was so cringe in high school. I don't even want to go into all the ways I was cringe.
I don't even,
Yeah.
But we're talking about friends.
Right.
So,
anyways,
I did have different friend groups in high school though. Like I was able to, I feel like I could commingle with people. I never had my own, I did have a clique, but I didn't have like, I didn't like I said, I always felt like the friend that was there looking in on their friendship. So I never felt like I was actually in the friend group and as a friend. I always just felt like I was the friend here and I was observing their friendship.
Wow.
Which is kind of weird. I'm kind of realizing that's actually really sad. Like,
I mean, no.
I've always felt like I like never had friends who would reach out necessarily to me to hang out with. It was always me reaching out to them. So that kind of probably correlates to me like feeling like I'm the outsider looking in because nobody reached out to me. And I still to this day feel that way. no matter what. I mean, I do have friends I can reach out to and they reach out to me, but like I still have that fear, like that feeling that like sometimes I'm just like I guess like the friend that you just come to, like that you don't, when you need something, never when just to
say
hey, yeah.
Oh.
Something I was thinking about recently too about it is like, well, at least for me, like, I know when I was growing up, I didn't have a lot of friends. So, like, one of my, like, I guess in my head goals when I was getting older was, like, to actually, like, cultivate, like, friendships. But I think that I was trying to, like, be friends with people who I thought were, like, popular? I guess cool, right, cool, or, like, popular, or, like, be around people who I felt like, I don't know. For lack of better explanation. Right.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Like that you wanted to like see yourself as like that.
Right, like I wanted that to be right. Like, yeah, if I saw somebody as like, oh, like she's got everything together, like all this, like yeah, I want to be her friend. Yeah. And I've admitted that about a couple friends I've had. Right. But then I think like, and I could kind of see it happening my senior year. Like I would like there would be, I was making friends and I was in like this like sorority type of thing and like with people who are very like-minded and aligned, like people who like service-based, people who are like really involved in school, and like I was like kind of forming, this happened to me in high school too, which is weird, but I was kind of forming like a friend group that felt more aligned with like my
true identity and not
right, like my
masking,
like my
not
personality.
Your mask when you have friends.
Yes, and that's so weird. But then I was like always choosing my other like actual like the friends I had this whole time. I'm like, well, they were my friends for all college, so I'm gonna hang out with them. But like, it kind of felt like I was like ignoring a different part of myself. Like I was like, well, these friends, like I feel like they really like I remember like I hurt their feelings once because it was like I didn't go out with them, and they're like, well, you always like choosing to go out with them, and it's like, well, why don't you ever want to like hang out with us? And it was like, I don't know, like. But back then you can't. No, I don't. Back then you can't see. I knew in my heart that was what was going on, but I didn't know how to explain it to myself or anybody else. Yeah, I didn't know what was. I thought these were like, which they were like they were people who I really cared about and they were my friends. But at some point it's like
you didn't care. You only wanted the facade of like
right this friend group and like being in this like friend group and feeling like I was elevated or something. I don't know. That sounds weird.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
No, it doesn't.
It makes sense.
It makes sense.
I'm like thinking back at like my friendships too, and like
yeah, it's crazy.
I was also a multi-click girl, and I feel like it was kind of hard that I was like that too, because like I felt like I like to call myself sometimes a chameleon. Like it's and I feel like it could be so hard being a chameleon because. The plus side is you're pretty much able to make friends with anybody. Like, anybody. Like, I was able to make friends with pretty much anybody. But, like, the bad part is it was just so many aspects of myself I was tapping into. Yeah. I started to lose sight of who the hell I even was. Yeah. Like, I'm like, there's no way I'm all of these dang people that are completely different from each other. And then if they mix and mingle, I don't know who to even be anymore because I've split myself in so many different aspects and avenues and things like that it was like kind of difficult to even navigate through. So that was the only thing I could say about the difficulty in like friendships at times, because like I tap into so many different parts of myself when I am mixing and mingling with my different cliques that like I'm just like who am I? What am I really? Am I making this up? Is this really how I am? Or is this just a facade? Like, and then I noticed like when I was younger, now that I'm older, like, no, this is these are people are who you are. It's just these are multiple different sides of you. You're multidimensional. That's just who you are.
And it's really weird how like you see yourself in different people, and it's like, well, like a couple of years down the line, it's like I don't know if that's what I want to be anymore. If that's like what I identify with anymore. Oops, and
what?
I hit the thing with my pen. But yeah, it's hard. I don't know, but that's something I noticed recently too. Like it's happened in high school too. I had like friends. I talk to them sometimes still, but like friends I felt were more aligned with me, or like maybe I thought. Now I think about it, like where they are now, it's like none of them were aligned with me. But anyways,
but like you also got to factor in like people are in different journeys of their life.
Yeah,
they are aligned with you, but like maybe
they were aligned with your older version.
And that's funny. You know what I mean? for example, the girl we saw at the Disney thing, like, she was one of the girls in the alternate friend group I had that, like, you know, none of my, like, those other girls I was friends with were friends with them, and I didn't understand why I was friends with them. But, like, seeing her at that thing was like, okay, like, that's why I was friends with her. Like, that was somebody I could really, like, relate to in these kinds of ways.
Yeah.
And bring out my inner child and shit like that. But,
So, this brings me to my last point is, like, how do we make friends now, though? Right. Like, it's hard. It's not, I don't know, honestly. I can't answer that. Like, but personally, me, because I'm still on that journey of trying to find friends and create my own, not clique, my own.
Like, do you think of your bridesmaids party and you're like, well, who the fuck is going to be
and it's not really anybody.
I have a couple of pointers.
Yeah.
I do. One, I am very big advocate on shooting your shot friendship edition. I love shooting my shot to different friends. I do it all the time. If I see someone that I really like and I think they're cool, I will go into their DM, say something about how cool they are, and then strike up a conversation. Or even if you don't want to do all of that, you can make it easier for you and go on Bumble BFF, which is basically a best friend matching. It's like Bumble, but like for BFF.
That?
I started it.
Yeah.
But I haven't put too much into it, honestly.
It was working until I stopped putting a lot of effort into it, and then it just fell. But if I was continuing to actually make an effort to connect, we would have probably connected, and we would have probably been friends.
Really? I'm nervous to try that. I mean, we were at that influencer event and we were talking to people and it was nothing, like, it was fine.
I think sometimes it's like just hard, like how dating is
like where do we go?
I think it's like how like dating is, we tend to complicate it when it's not really that complicated, because when you think about it, I think we are all in each other's heads. Like at the thing, we're all in our heads. Oh, these are influencers. They're probably this or that and the third. But then you actually start mixing and mingling and you realize this is very easy and natural AF. You just kind of mix and mingle as you're in lines, mix and mingle as you're getting a drink, mix and mingle as you just taking pictures. Like, you could just go up to someone and say, hey, can you take a picture of us? And then spark up a conversation afterwards. Oh, like, where are you from? What's your blog? What's this? What's that?
Yeah,
oh, I love your hair.
Asking, like, what do we do? I was like, oh, we do a podcast. Like, I was like, I don't do nothing else. I mean.
Yeah. Like, it's easy when you think of it. It's like, it's funny because dating is the same way.
I think it's hard when I don't know. I think it's hard for me to like do, like, to start it, and then when I'm in it, it's fine. Like, you know,
right.
like
it's always like starting because you're overthinking before you even say anything. You're already.
And I'm also thinking, like, they already got their own friends. They already got their own issues with their friends. Like, why do they want to have another friend, or why do they want to hang out with me again? Or am I going to be in the same situation that I was before, where I was always reaching out to friends and they weren't reaching out to me, and all this, that, and the fourth? Like, it's.
Wow.
That's what goes through my head. Like,
we can literally talk about that in the episode next too, because those are some self-limiting beliefs.
Aww.
Yeah. So I guess we'll wrap it up here for this episode. Tune in next week for another episode.
Yes. Bye. Oh, and just to recap, just in case you guys didn't catch, the best way to start making friends, even though it's difficult, is to, one, just reach out to someone that you think it's cool and just spark a conversation. Or to make it even on extra easy mode, you could just go on Bumble BFF and just be yourself. People are also on there and are also navigating through making friendships as an adult and all this other stuff. Everybody's going through the same thing, like, you know, so just be yourself and you will attract your tribe that will automatically match your vibe. So
all right. Yeah, that's a good advice. Like, I think I need to take that.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
Bye, guys.
See y'all.
Bye.